So I've got Bill Larson here. He resides in Wolsey. He's got a hog finishing setup. His background has been hog related for ages. He's very active with the South Dakota Pork Council. He's an executive member there for many years already. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Bill?
We've been in pork production, built our first barn in '05, and we started up from the get-go with a scale system because we liked the idea of the ease of loadout and kind of knowing where we're going as far as what their weights are. So our first barn was successful, and 2 years later we built the second one with the same layout, same ideas, and we've been happy ever since.
So how many hogs do you run in your barn?
We have two 2,400 head barns, so each room is 1,200. So there's 4 rooms that we start. So we're not all in, all out in that we send everything out within a week. So everything is staged out. I do 4 or 5 loads a week when we start marketing. So it's over a length of time as opposed to like other producers where they're emptying everything in a short time. So this works for us.
So did you have any barns without sorters prior to the barns you're talking about now?
Oh yes, the industry when everybody was small producers with 10, 12 crates, we had a little smaller deep pit barn, but they were maybe 30 head pens, and so pigs were not trained at all to move. So loadouts were needing a lot of extra help just to get them out of the barn. Where the system now, they're used to moving. They're going through doors constantly, so there's no strain that way. We can probably do 45 minutes for 175 head, and typically one person can do it.
So you're saying once the sorter sorts off your market hogs, they're in that pen, the truck backs up. You're saying one person usually loads that truck?
We can, yeah. Since my son and I are doing it, I'm 72, and so jumping gates and stuff is not quite what it used to be. And so as I stage out, he stages in, and he'll be in command.
So overall, did you see any performance differences in your old pen barns versus the sorter barns?
Well, that's hard to judge. It was a whole different industry then. As I talked to the people who we finish for, what we lose in one area, we gain in another. As far as rate of gain, it's kind of a wash with different systems. If you're 100 head pans and hand sorting as opposed to our scales, we're happy with it, and our supplier is happy with it too. We're the only barns in Heartland Pork's system that uses scales, and I'm happy for it.
So you being the only growers in the Heartland system, do you by any chance see different reports from different growers, or at the end of the year maybe see where you're at?
No, we don't. The only thing we had to compare was, talking with the drivers that load out of ours as opposed to some of the other barns, the ease of moving pigs, as well as getting them on the truck and getting them back off the truck, they're just quicker here.
Okay, so am I understanding that correctly? The truckers that pick up your hogs report back that the sorter hogs move a lot easier loading and unloading at the plant?
Yes. Yeah, they do.
Back when you were feeding small pens and now versus the sorter barns, do you see any? Do you see that you're quicker to market, or about the same, or
Pretty much the same as far as the average daily gain or the feed conversion. Um, you know what one system might have an improvement over another. In the end, uh, I think the handling part is what shows through for us, uh, and without detriment to rate of gains or feed conversion.
Mhm. So it's at least the same, if not better, on doing a sorter, and for sure better on your bottom line?
Yes, it is. Another thing about it is there's so much less penning involved as far as gates or feed lines. It's all in one you know uh, food court as opposed to spread out through the length of the barn. And maybe that's just a personal feeling as opposed to statistics.
So have you had any other sorters versus pro sort?
No, no, we started out different dealerships and different controllers, but as we've spent the years, it's obvious as the newer sorters are built, the little things that are improved, either how the sensing of the gates open and shut, or just the durability of the system. They're much improved, but at a first glance, they're still identical. So the concept is there. It's just the fine tuning of them has improved, and so being more and more stainless makes a difference too. We had some problems with where they attach to the floors being steel as opposed to stainless. That has been much improved, and so we're just happy with it.
So back when you did your barns with pro sort, you had penning before. So what enticed you to go to sorting barn?
Oh, just the technology. I've always been kind of a geek that way. That if I can do something, that's trying something new and has success with it, uh, I really enjoy the remote sensing of it. That my judgment of looking at an animal and saying, "Well, this must be about the right size," and then being wrong. I like the backup.
Do you get any premiums at the packer for having consistent animals?
Yes, I've heard more. We used to have annual meetings with Morels, and they would have awards for the best sort loss. And it wasn't us so much, but the ones that did win it were using scale systems. And so I could see that uniformity of the sizes as being a big plus.
So you've just got experience with ProSort, but what are your experiences as far as customer service and even service when you've got an issue?
Oh, it's a big improvement now that's more local. Before they were, produced out of state a ways or even quite a ways. And you always talk to somebody different. Whereas now, I know who I'm dealing with. If I have suggestions or questions, I get the answers right away, and I like that.
Thanks, Bill. That means a lot to us. Speaking on account of ProSort, we try our best to watch out for the customer and listen to what the customer wants. And we try to strive for service being number one in any industry. If the customer calls, we try to step up and be there right away. Okay, Bill, I really appreciate you taking your time to do that interview. ProSort is passionate about helping the industry, hog industry as a whole, but especially the finishing industry, to get more consistent hogs out to the market and basically satisfy customers. So I really appreciate you doing an interview with us here today. And thank you much for being a ProSort customer.